This lawsuit against Johnson & Johnson very significant because the Washington Attorney General decided to reject a national settlement and go it alone.
The conduct of large corporations that fuel this epidemic in pursuit of profits, that's what this is, it's outrageous.
This settlement gives the state nearly $124 million, not in payments over time, but all at once this year.
Johnson & Johnson aggressively marketed its opioids for chronic pain conditions like headaches and lower back pain.
In a written statement, Johnson & Johnson called its actions appropriate and responsible.
They knew what they were doing. They did it anyway. They knew what the harm was. They did it anyway.
State lawmakers get the chance right now to decide how to spend half of the nearly $124 million.
Our state needs to do more to reduce the flow of fentanyl into our state.
The work that is needed is more related to non-traditional settings like street outreach and integrating substance use treatment and services in settings like housing.
Local counties get to spend the other half. For example, Pierce County and its communities are expected to get $7.5 million.
It can only be used to help people with treatment, provide resources for first responders, that kind of thing.
And who tracks that in the long run?
Yeah, so we actually keep a process where there has to be transparency in how these resources are utilized.
Ferguson also pointed out that now is the time for people to reach out in their local communities, get in touch with their councils and program managers, because now's the time those people are making decisions on how this money will be spent. In Olympia, Denise Whitaker, KOMO News.
They're really not happy at all. They say the city has taken no responsibility for what happened here in Seattle back in 2020. And they think that this lawsuit and the settlement is really just a way for the city to put the whole thing behind it.
Heart attacks, PTSD, and even a coma. These protesters say none of it would have happened had Seattle police acted differently during 2020's unrest.
I didn't expect to go home with my flesh rendered and bleeding.
For that, the city has agreed to pay these BLM protesters $200,000 each.
They must realize what a rotten thing they did to these protesters.
Yet all is still not calm. In announcing this settlement, City Attorney Ann Davison said the city admits no wrongdoing, sparking outrage from the lawyer representing this group.
They should have said, "We're sorry that we were punks and brutalized peaceful protesters."
For their part, those who were hurt in this violence say they are still traumatized.
It's the first time that I had ever felt my life was actually threatened. And like, why? I was just there to witness. That's kind of my right.
No one should ever have to fight for their rights. Here, it doesn't make sense.
A trial in this case was scheduled to start in May and was expected to take 3 months.
And regarding this settlement, Seattle's city attorney said it was necessary as a way to finally move on from the unrest that happened 4 years ago. Coming to you live from Seattle tonight, Ryan Sims, KOMO News.